Hello everybody, welcome to our next stream where we will be creating this indoor environment in Maya. I hope today we will finish it. As you can see, I fixed yeah, the rooms, the walls and everything. So now it looks how it's intended, and I cleaned up all the edges which I don't need. So as you can see here, we have different parts. We have 4 different objects. We have floor, which is right here. It looks like this. I kept this edges here between the main room and smaller rooms, because maybe in the future I would like to create some different floor textures here, floor materials. So I will then separate them. It will be easier than to create them then manually. Also we have walls, all nice and fixed. The problem before was I don't think it's a kind of a bug, it's mostly like of a feature in Maya, where you can where the Maya creates this empty history transforms node, something like this. So the way to deal with this is to unparent them from the edit menu. So you need to unparent them from the actual meshes and then delete the unnecessary nodes. So yes, this is was the problem, and now it's fixed. Then we have I'm really sorry about this, something with my voice. So we have our pillars here, all stacked nice and easy here. I removed the bottom and top polygons of them, so we will not see them, so we don't actually need them. And then we have ceiling. As you can see, the ceiling is fixed also too, so I removed all the necessary edges. You don't need to do this actually, because Unreal will triangulate them anyway, so but you can like put them on the corners here, so with multicut or something, something like this. Enter. Come on. Yeah, like I don't know why we can't see them right now, but anyway, you can create them if you want to make the topology the way you want it to be. So, but it's not necessary. Unreal will triangulate them, so he will make triangles out of this. So we don't need actually to worry about this. And yeah, when if there will be some problems, then we will try to fix them. So let's see how it's gonna go. So now the next step is to create the UV maps for our building. So, and let's start with the UV editor. As always, you know the drill. You can post a comment section, say hello or something, if you have any problems, any questions, so feel free. Also, if there's some problems with the audio, the video, so yeah, let me know. Okay, so let's go to our UV editor, which is right here. And as you can see, there's already a UV map which I created before. I will show you how this UV map actually came to be. So let me just arrange the windows a little bit, so I have everything nice and clean. So as you can see, it's I used the automatic projection here. The automatic projection is right here, or you can go to the UV menu and select automatic. By default, it will create like 8 projection points. So as you can see here, it's like 6 of them, because we have only 6 sides to the building. So we have like the left, right, front, back, and top, bottom. We actually don't need top bottom because the walls only have the sides of them. So you can configure this. If I just go back to my menu, UV, automatic, and select this little box here. As you can see, mapping settings, panel 6. Yeah, autosave is all bugging me out. So if you select 4, we can click project or click apply. No, 4 is too little. Yeah, let's stick with 6. It's already projected, that's why. It's okay. So with this setup here, with the 6 projection planes, or 4 projection planes, you can create this this type of thing. So let's try to do with camera based, for example. Okay, it's not selected, so now it should do the trick. Camera based. So it's the view from the camera. So this is a projection of our polygons on the 2D space here in UV editor from our camera standpoint. But if we go back to our automatic view here and select, so this is the 4 projections, as you can see, not perfect. So let's go back. Go to UV, automatic, and select 6. Yeah, the 6 works perfectly. 4, not that much. So, and you can see you have this layout here. So this layout is good if you want to draw your own texture, right? So you can create, you can draw on them, you can bake your lights on them. So it's really good setup if you want to edit your texture further. But it's not actually that good when we want to create a tiling texture. So in 3D Studio Max, it's something like called automatic UV wrapping, or UVW modifier. Here we can try to achieve this by making the other type of projection. Let's see. So we have our planar projection. And we can so the idea is that all the polygons which are seen from this direction will be on a square map, and all the polygons seen from this direction will be also on a square map, and they will be overlapping each other because we need a tiling texture and not the unfolded texture, the unfolded polygons. So let's try to do this now. Okay, so we can select everything manually. So just to be sure that everything is selected, something like this. And also that's why the collapsing and removing all the unnecessary edges is actually helping. So something like this will work, I think. Okay, and let's go to Flatten Projection. And let's see, it's projecting from the wrong standpoint. So let's go to our settings here and choose the axis. So the axis for this direction will be the Z axis, the blue one. So let's select the Z axis, project. Yeah, and now this is how it should look. So this polygon here, for example, is looking like this because it's fit in this type of square situation here. So let's transform him a little bit. Yeah, let's fix it automatically now. Let's scale him a little bit, something like this. Straighten UVs, straighten the shell, and there should be an optimize button here. So now it fits in the square, because when we're using tiled textures, we will use the square textures, right, which are seamless. So when we tile the texture, it should go this way. Okay, so now let's select another wall. So let's select this one and this one and go the same. Let's go to our UV planner, Z-axis, project, and now you can see it should be projecting. Yeah, it's projecting on the whole width of our texture, square texture. Let's do the same thing here. Go back to UV. I don't need to do this for the menu because I already selected the Z-axis, but that's to keep it clean. Okay, and the last one, not to forget, planner, and you can see it's stuck to the square bounds here. Okay, now for this wall, I'm not selecting this and this together because it will then put them on like this on the other sides, which I don't want. I need everything to be on one side, so everything fit to the square. So I guess this is it for the full walls here. We can double check them by clicking on them. As you can see, they are fitting the square in the middle. So let's do the same from the other side. Let's select this and this wall, and now we will go to our settings again and select the X axis because this is the X direction. Yeah, the projection is working fine. Let's do the same thing here. Not this one and this one. Flatten projection on the square. Yes. Okay, the next wall is this one. So let's select this. Oops. Oh, don't go away. The next one is here. So let's select it and do the same thing. Okay. So I guess this is all for these walls here. Let's double check. Yeah, this is fine, this is fine. Yeah, everything seems to be okay. So, next step, we're gonna actually map the polygons on the door frames, because they have their own direction here too. So let's do this right now. Let's select these two and go the same thing. So these two are selected, flatten projection. We actually need to do this the same thing from our Z-axis on this direction. So let's go back and select them. Oh, ooh, I don't have a polygon here. That's nice to know. Okay, it's okay because I will then show you how I was fixing all these problems which I was having before. So the problems appears when the problem appears when we actually try to copy some parts of the mesh and put it on the other side. So now I will copy this polygon here and put it here. So to do this, I need to use the duplicate option. You can find it in I believe it's in edit mesh. Yes, duplicate. It will put this polygon on a separate object, and as you can see, this transform history node appears. It's actually do nothing. It's an empty node that only here just for if you want to skip something to the back, going back. So as you can see here, this is our object, and now we can move it. Let's adjust its pivot first. Oh, nice and easy with my vertex snapping, and then I'm going to flip it on the other side because as you can see here, it's black. so I need to flip the normals, and then I will move it on this side. So then I can't combine them, this wall and this side piece, because of this object. So what I need to do, I need to select my two meshes, go to edit and unparent. I also put this option here, so I go to unparent, and as you can see now these objects are separate from these objects, so I need to select them and then delete. Then I can combine my two meshes by selecting them and then going combine, and as you can see now this polygon is actually the part of this wall mesh, but it's still not actually attached by the vertices, so it's a loose polygon. So to do this we need to select the vertices here and go to it's called merge vertices option. You can find it in edit mesh, I think, again, yes, merge. And then there is a threshold, but when the vertices are in the same place as always, the threshold can be 0.01. So, and now if we did everything correctly, when we move this polygon, it actually moves with the rest of the wall. So yeah, and this is how I was fixing this problem. As you can see, Maya again did it again. It's created this empty stuff, so let's delete it. Okay, and we can rename it back to walls. So yeah, that's how I was fixing this. So what we were doing the projection. So this one is selected. Let's select the other one and go to our planar projection, but with our settings, and let's select back the z-axis again on the square. Good. Now go to this doorway and select the other one. It really helps to use the second monitor for the UV editor and the main editor, but I want you guys to see everything, so bear with me with this awkward rotating. Again, hit the projection button, and now it should be okay. So now let's select everything, and it should be nicely packed into the squares. Everything should be in squares. Yeah, it looks like it is. So the last thing, it's actually the top pieces of our doorways, and then we will go to this window frames. So let's move so we can see it, this one, and we should change the settings again. We need to select the y-axis now, y-axis, apply, and do the same thing for the it looks like an error here, but it's actually just a optical illusion. Select this one, apply, and the last one is here. And select apply. Okay, so this should do it for the doors. Let's close this for now. Let's do the same thing for our windows. So from this point of view, this will be easy. We will just put our view like this, or maybe even go to a projection view where we can actually see our door, our windows. And let me see, so I can actually switch this so it will be not that weird green color. Okay, let's select them all from this side. So this is only this side, but we can project it the same way because this is they are on the same high. They are on the same, they're looking the same direction, so we can just project them through with the X axis. Apply, so a square, good. So now let's go to the top. And let's select all the top ones with my shift. This is really a point where I should put some music maybe or something. So it's maybe not that interesting to watch. Also, I don't know why my materials sometimes turn green. This is really weird. Okay, so now let's project from the top. Should be I-axis. So we don't need to keep the ratio. Yeah, and this is what it does. But we want to actually project each one of them separately. So yeah, we applied that. And now we can go like this. So there's pairs of them. We can select them both, because there is one top one and the second one is the bottom one. So that's why you can click twice, or you can, as you can see here, yeah, they should be all squares. And let's do them individually, in individual pairs. Okay, so now when this is done, let's move on to the curved windows. So we will do the same thing here. We will select all the top ones. We definitely not select the side ones. So let's see. We don't need this. And yeah, maybe we don't need this one here and this one here. And let's let the program think that this one are actually the top one. So in our perspective view, it should look like this. Yeah, so we are projecting only to the top. Okay, we already have the settings, so let's hit the projection button and let's do the same thing we did with the previous windows. Select them and hit the projection button. Now the side ones, let's select this, and then we will add this one, and as you can see really nicely here the seam of the projection, so it really helps. Okay, let's do the same thing, but this time it will be the Z-axis. So let's go to our settings again, hit apply, and yeah, it put it actually on the square, which is good. So the next step is do the same thing for the other side. Maybe this time let's select them manually. First the top ones. Let's select the top ones like this. No, this is the wrong side. Okay, so this is the side. Okay. Then I will deselect the sides, which I don't need, so we also don't need these ones here. And let's do the Y projection. And the same thing. Everything should fit into the square. Let's do the sides now. Something like this. Z direction. No. Apply. Yeah, now it's applied. So I think this is it for our walls. So if we select our walls here, you can see they all fit into one square. So yeah, this is how it should be for now. Let's now hide them. Oh, to test this also, we can put on the temporary texture. We can actually see the texture here if we have one, but we don't have one. And this should open up the... Yeah, it says no texture found because we have no texture. But we should be able to preview the cubes here. Checker map. Why can I see it? It should be here, if I'm correct. The checker map is a special map which will show you how the textures are actually aligning on your model before you can see the texture. It says that it should be here, but I can't see it. Maybe our walls have to be a material, so let's create one really fast because we will do it anyway. We will use the standard Lambert material. So let's grab one. Let's name it Walls. And then right click, assign material to selection. Nothing is selected. I'm sorry, Maya. Again, assign material to selection. So this should be it. Let's change the color to something we can distinguish it from the rest. Oh yeah, now it shows the squares. Cool. So the squares are giving you the idea how the texture will look on your final model. So we should be able to see this. In our UV editor. So you get the idea. When we put for example, a concrete texture or a wall texture, which we will find online, we will it will fit to the squares, and then we can tile it in Unreal Engine, so it will be not like stretched or too low quality. So that's why we need to put everything into this square here in the UV editor. I'm not sure if it will actually preview. Yeah, it's actually previewing it like this. Okay, so I think this should be fine. When we put some textures, we will see how it will work and what we will need to fix. So the next thing we need to map, I think let's go to the pillars. As you can see now, this is the texture and that's how it looks like. Not actually bad, but they're a little bit stretched here. So let's try and see what we can do here. So let's select all our polygons here. And let's try to do the automatic. Yeah, and it put it like this. So this looks like it should work, but it's not gonna work with the tileable textures. So I think we have to make the same thing again. Wait to select all the sides from one point of view and then from another. So this will be the X axis. Let's go to our settings here. Okay. I actually forgot to select the one on the other side. Yeah, I should definitely not forget them. Okay, and maybe now it should work. Okay. And now let's select them all and go again. So they are stretched to the square. Let's do the same for this sides. Just selecting everything, going to the Z axis, apply, and doing the same thing. Yeah, I really hope this will do the trick with this type of mapping. It should be fine. Well, it looks stretched here. But we will see. We will see how it goes. Maybe we will rearrange some of them, so we don't actually see the stretched just going like here. So we will not actually see the stretched textures. We should try some of the stuff here too. Yeah, I think this should be fine. We will see. We will see if it will not fit the square. We will see how it with the tileable textures in Unreal Engine, and then we can always return here and fix this later. Okay, now let's go to the floor. As you can see, the mapping for the floor is awful, so let's fix it. Let's go to our polygons and select all the polygons we need. For now, I think the floor will be all the same. I mean the same material, the same texture. So with everything which is on top, polygon selected, let's go to our y-axis and hit apply. Okay, so this is looking good. Let's leave it like this for now. We will check the tiling later. Let's select this one, and this will be the X. Yes, something like this. and then I will try to fit them with the scale of this squares. I'm doing both, right? Yeah, I'm doing both. Because if we don't do that, the texture here will be lower resolution than here, because here it will be more condensed, here it will be more, I don't know, stretched. So okay, I think that works. Let's go to this side. Yes, save, thank you. I'm put on the autosave function after the last time, and it's pretty annoying. It's saving like every 5 minutes. If you can select actually at the time, but I put the every 5 minutes. All right, we actually want to, yeah, we actually want to keep the aspect ratio. So yeah, we can do this now. Apply, and let's rescale it so it fit our tiles here. Let's do the same thing. So yeah, I actually did the walls incorrectly. I should apply the, oops, not this, it's an x-axis. When I was talking about squares, what I meant to do is to actually do the thing that I'm doing now. Come on. It means that the square should be here, not here. At least my heart was in the right place. Okay, so this is our floor material. As you can see, looks nice, squarey. So we actually can extend a little bit the texture, the squares here, so it's larger, like on the floor, but we actually don't need to do this. They will have a separate material anyway, and we will have a different tiling for it. And that's all. So actually, yeah, let's redo our poor walls here. Now it should be really easy. The point of this mapping is actually it should be in this square, but it should have the proportions of this wall, so it will not look stretched. So let's try to do this. So this is our x-axis, apply. Yeah, it should look like this. So it should be in this square, but not stretched this square. So I'm sorry for this early mistake. Let's do the same thing for these walls. Apply. But actually the walls should be the whole wall should be the same material. So we need the same tiling on these walls. So if you want to, you can keep the separate tiling for each plane. That means that the texture here will be tiled more densely than here. So, but we don't actually need this in this scenario. So we will select all the walls. Let's make sure that we selected all of them from this point of view, of course. Yeah, and yeah, I think I will not redo the windows. I think the windows will look fine. So let's select all this, all the walls facing the x-axis, and hit apply. Yeah, this is how it should look. Okay. Let's now do the same thing for this side. Let's select all our walls. Okay, like this. I hope I didn't miss anything. Yeah. And let's go, this is the Z-axis, and hit apply. Okay, let's check on the corner. No, yeah, they blends here. So the important thing that the square is the same size. Doesn't matter if it's like slightly moved here. The size here matters. Okay, so let's check. Oops, no, I don't want to move it. Let's check the doorway. Yeah, the doorway is the same size too. So yeah, we fixed the walls. So this should be it for them. I will not bother with the windows right now. If we want, we will fix them later. Okay, so the walls, the floor, the walls, the pillars. Let's now finish the ceiling. So where's our ceiling? Let's press H to unhide it and treat him the same way we did with the floor. Let's select everything and let's go to our Y axis and hit apply. And the only thing we need to fix now is these little side walls. Let's select them. And this will be the X. Also, we need to scale it. Like this. Let's check the other one. And don't let these squares to fool you. They are actually stretched like on this thing. It will not be very like super visible. It will be dizzy. Super visible in engine, in game, but just to be thorough. Okay. So yeah, now when we textured everything, we are now ready to export our model. But before we do, we need to create some colliders. And to do this, we're going to the very important website. I will show it in a second. It's a part of a Unreal documentation, and it's about the FBX, sorry, Polish pronunciation, FBX Pipeline. So this is the address which you can see here. You can just type FBX Static Mesh Pipeline and it will appear in your search. And this is the address. I can post it in the chat if you want to. So this is a very important article when you want to export anything from your 3D software to Unreal. And as you can see here, there's a different type of instructions for different type of software you're using, Maya, Albo, or sorry, 3D Studio Max. So when we are, but what we actually need to do here is to look at this one. So if you want to create collisions in Unreal Engine 4, we need to create the shape of the collision and then name it properly. So let's see here. UBX is for boxes collision only. So boxes are created with the box object type and marks of the cube polygon primitive in Maya. You cannot move the vertices around or deform it in any way to make it something other than the rectangular prism, or else it will not work. So it should be a box. Like it can be tall, it can be it can be wide, but it should always be a box, like an ideal box. So this is what the UBX standing for. Then we have the UCP, which is a capsule, and the capsules are good for more like complicated objects. It's not for our for our apartment thing. So our apartment will use the UBX. And then we have USP. It's spheres, for the spheres. And the last one, the UCX. So the UCX is a convex objects. So it actually can be any mesh you create, but you should remember how to create this mesh. This mesh should be, as it said here, closed convex 3D shape. So it should not have any holes in it. It should be convex. So that's how it's called. Closed convex 3D shape. For example, a box can also be a convex object, right? So it have no holes. And this is how it looks like. So this is like the convex objects, and this is not not the convex objects. So convex objects don't have like this type of shapes or holes in them. So you can create like a mesh for that needs. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna create several boxes which we will name like this, and then we will proceed with our export. So let's do this right now. Yes, Maya safe, thank you very much. So now let's attach all our stuff here, and my dog is whining. Why are you whining? Okay, I'm sorry everybody. So yeah, so let's do this now. Let's make it really simple. We'll create a box. We will call it UBX underscore floor, and the important thing, we need this floor over here, so it should be named the same floor. And I think we will use the one box for this. So what can we do? We can create one box which are actually will on the whole apartment, or we'll take the several boxes like this one and this one and this one. So this way we can create several UBXs and name them floor and then the number. So the number of boxes will have the different number. So, but I think we'll create only one. So let's do this. Let's move it first. Yeah. Let's select its highest polygon and put it like this. Okay. And now let's scale it like this. So okay, so this will be our UBX for the floor. As you can see here, we don't want to, I mean, we want to create like how say it was like a fountain something, or here or something, but for that we need to create several boxes and arrange them around it. So we will not do this for now. We will just use this one, the UBX floor. Now let's create the boxes for the walls. So this will be UBX Walls. The naming is really important here, 01. And now let's put let's see, let's put it on this side. Yeah, and the same way for the doors, right? So you need to arrange the boxes so it's like one is here, one is smaller is here, one is here. So let's do it. Let's do it now. Let's put it right here, for example, and let's move its polygons. Let's go right here. I don't like it when Maya selects the object even when I'm in edit mode. Okay, let's move it here. So we can create the colliders the same width as our walls, but I think it's better to make them a little bit more thicker. But yeah, if you want to, you can always fit them. Because I think the thicker are a little bit better, because then when our camera will be clipping through, it will not be clipping through the walls. What I'm trying to say here. But yeah, you can also create them like this, so it's perfect width. So let's put them on their places. So this is the FBX Walls 1. So let's copy it, Control D, and this will Maya will automatically rename it to FBX Walls 2. So this is cool. Yes, save please. Now let's keep transforming. So where should it go? This should go all the way here. The good part is that actually we can then copy them all over the place, so we don't need to redo them always the same way. So let's copy this, Control D, put it over here. Thankfully, my walls are symmetrical here, so I don't need to copy this or move it, as I wanted to say. Let's copy this one. So it's actually you can make as many colliders as you want, so there's not like any restrictions here. Yeah, let's change the pivot here so it's actually will stuck to the stuff I want. Okay, so let's now copy this one again. But as you can see, I'm copying the three on the same time. I'm not combining them or something. They should be boxes, so they should not be changed in any way than just boxes. Okay, so it will be -90, and let's move them. Okay, also this room is square, so which helps us too. Let's move it on the other side too. Okay, so we have the colliders for our walls here. Let's create the colliders for these walls, and let's again use the copy. So yeah, this one will do nicely. So let's rotate it -90 degrees and move it here. Now we can edit it a little bit to fit our walls. Very nice. And now let's duplicate it and put it on the other side. Let's select them both. Duplicate. I'm stopping talking today. And why it's not duplicated? What's the matter with you again? Maya. Yes, they're duplicated. Okay, let's do the same thing here. Let's duplicate this wall and let's rotate it to 0 and put it on this side. Again, we're not working with this window colliders. I'm not really bothered right now with them, so I will leave them for now. If we want to add them later, we will think like UCX or something, some other stuff. We will figure it out. For now, let's do it in general. So this wall also we need to modify it a little bit. No, I can't aim right. Okay, so let's actually put it on the right side like this. Is this the right side? Are you the right side or not? Yes. Yes? Not sure. Yeah, this is the right side. Okay, okay, we did it for this wall. We need to do this for this too. So let's select this one, duplicate, and move them around. Okay, so you may think that this can add some more polygons to your scene, but we don't need to worry about that, because we are making a collision. It will not be rendered as a mesh anyway, so we don't need to think about we don't need to think about it in performance anyway. Okay, so let's put it in its place like this, and the last one, or maybe not the last one. Yeah, no, I created this one, so yeah, this is the last one. Rotate, please. Minus 90. No. No. Okay, and the last thing we need to do is to put it like this. So yeah, now we have all our polygons for the floor and for the walls. You can see the clipping, but it doesn't matter, because as I said, they will not be rendered. So now we need to create the colliders for the pillars. So let's create a cube. Let's call it again UBX pillars. I spelled pillars with one L. I'm not sure if this is correct. Pillars 01, and let's put it into our pillar. Yeah, let's actually fit it to our pillars like this. So you shouldn't be worried about this clipping issue. Again, I prefer to do it in this type of view. Okay, so now the collider is perfectly fit with the pillar. Also, I don't know what is going on with my view, don't ask. So, and let's duplicate them and copy them and put them in the place. I wish there was a random color assigner to the objects in Maya, like in 3D Studio. So actually everything is a little bit the samey in color. And now I don't remember if I created the right one here. Yeah. Okay, so this is done. And the last thing we do for our ceiling, we will just copy and paste on top of this one big collider. So let's duplicate it. Let's call it ceiling 01. Let me just check the spelling. It's the same. Ceiling, yes. And let's put it like this. Ooh, almost. No. Let's edit the pivot so it's actually on this side. Yeah, like this. So now we have all colliders and all the meshes we need. So the last thing we need to do is actually run Unreal Engine and put everything in place. Okay, so let's do this really quickly. I will launch my Unreal Engine off camera. I know we're running a little bit late. It's already 7:06, but please stay with me a little bit longer. I will be back to you in 3 minutes and we will put this mesh into Unreal Engine. Be right back. And welcome back. As you can see, I'm already running my Unreal Engine here. So this is the first person template where you can run around and shoot your gun. And we will put our level into this. So everything should be fine. So we have the ceiling, the walls, the pillars. So everything should be all right. Let's try our export. Let's save our project and go to File and Export All. Let's see what type we want. FBX export, and let's click Export All. So now we'll select some options here. So what is important here? We can choose a preset. Media and entertainment is the way to go for the Unreal Engine. We will export to desktop for now. So general options, we will leave that as is. In geometry, we should include smoothing groups, because we want our walls to look exactly like in Maya. And also we can leave, I think, everything here as it is. We don't actually work with norms, so we don't need this. We don't need animation because we're not importing anything animated. We don't have any bones. We don't need to export cameras, and we don't need to export lights. Yes. So now we will see how it goes. First, we will export this in 4 separate objects, and this will have all the separate colliders, and I will see how it will go material wise. If it will import everything separately in separate objects in Unreal, then we will need to combine all our meshes together and apply different materials to it, but we will see. So let's name it to our interior, export as FBX, and on the desktop export all. Okay, so in our Unreal Engine, let's go to content browser and just import it into the root folder of the content. Let's click import, go to our desktop and select interior FBX. So when you're importing your FBX into Unreal Engine, you have some options which you want to look in. First of all, if this is a skeletal mesh or this is a static mesh. So if this is a static, so our interior, of course, is a static mesh. It don't has any bones on it, don't has any animation, so we don't need to attach a skeleton to it. Auto generate collision, we should definitely put this off, because we created the collisions of our own, so we don't need it to generate them. So here we have all different kind of settings, which I'm actually not going through right now. There is a lot of them. What we will need here the most is actually the collision here. Materials, we will not have any materials, and we'll have to create some maybe for us, or we'll be creating them manually, so we are not going to think about this. We don't have any textures, so we can tick off the textures too. And let's click import. Yeah, and then I was thinking it's actually exported it as a different objects. So this happens because all these meshes are separate. So let's do this thing. Let's combine them into one mesh. Again, it's create this wonderful nothing objects. Let's delete them. So, and let's rename it to our interior. But now we will need to change the naming of our colliders, because we don't have these separate objects like pillars, ceiling, walls, and floor. We'll only need the UBX underscore interior underscore number. So let's see if the Maya actually has the bulk rename function. Bulk rename. Please tell me there is a bulk rename function. No, I don't wanna. Okay. If you know of any bulk rename function, please let me know. In Max, it's just right-click rename. But I guess I'm doing it the hard way because maybe I'm stupid, maybe I don't know where to find it. But I'm a little bit angry at Maya anyway, so now I'm just gonna be pissed off. There should be, right? Let me check this real quick. Bulk rename Maya. Help me. Select the objects. What? The tutorial is confusing. Okay. Select objects. So there is a bulk rename function. I just can't see it. Where is it? Okay. Yes, here it is. I think. I'm sorry guys, but okay, I selected them, right click, do nothing. Ooh, I'm so stupid. I don't know, but I can't open the pop-up window. Help me out, guys. Do you know how to do this? Because I can't open the pop-up. Input and menu. Maybe it should be something right here, right? It should be somewhere here too. It can't be that it's only there. Maybe in modify. Learning with Andrei. Oh well. I think it will not work. It looks like I just can't find the option here. Oh well. Let's then copy and paste. Like this. Dynamics came with an idea. Let's check it. Maybe I can find modifying naming. Is there a naming option here? Or maybe I'm blind and I can see it. Make live. I don't see it. Search and replace names. Yes. Let's go selected. I don't want to search. I don't want to search. So I'm gonna type like FBX Walls. All right, like this, and then replace with FBX interior underscore. Yeah. Replace. All right. Yeah, this is working. Nice. Thank you, Denim. This is really helping. Well, it's not perfect that I 3D Max or something, but it's something. Pillars. Let's now spell it correctly. But I don't know how it's spelled correctly, so haha. And the last one is ceiling. I think we can manage and rename it manually. So 1 2 3 4 blah blah blah. Yeah, interior. So now we should be good to go. Let's export all. Interior FBX, yes, replace. All the settings will stay the same. Materials, yeah, whatever. We don't care about materials right now. So let's go back to our Unreal Engine. Remove all the unwanted thing. Oh yes, we need materials. What am I doing? Yes, we need materials. That's why he was warning us. We need to assign different materials to different parts of the object. So let's do this now, like super quick. I will open my Hypershade, and we have already our walls material, right? Let's make them different colors so we can actually differentiate them. So walls will be red. We will add another Lambert. This Lambert 3, will be our floor. Okay, and let's make it like blue, whatever. I don't know why these walls have a number 1. I don't want number 1. Thank you. Let's add another Lambert. This is a Lambert 4. Let's call it ceiling. Okay, and let's ceiling. Let's change the color to something, I don't know, yellow. Should be good. So 3 objects, 3 materials, right? So I will just put this on my other monitor for now, and in my modeling toolkit, let's select all the polygons which belong to the ceiling. Maybe we can double click it, yes, to select the whole piece, and let's apply our ceiling material. Come on. Why are you not applying? Maybe I need to separate it first. Okay, so this is our ceiling, right? So let's now, why it's not doing anything? My right mouse button is not working. I'm not sure why. Oh my god, everything is a mess. Okay, so let's try again. Let's select all the objects, or all the polygons maybe, and let's try to apply them. This is such a mess, I'm so sorry. Let's try to fit everything in one screen, nice and easy, like this. and I really want to apply it. So it should be right click here, right? Am I doing something wrong with this? Well, this is a terrible tutorial, guys. Terrible tutorial. Just terrible. Because it's not working. It's not applied, right? No. Okay, yeah, it's not what I wanted. So let's no. No, there should be our ceiling material, but it's alright. So now it's working. It should be working. Okay. Let's check really quick. We should turn on the displaying of our materials here, but I'm actually not sure if this is working. I think it's not. So when we go to object mode, we can apply the whole material, right, to our object. Let's see in the attributes. No. It should create the ceiling material. Okay, sorry guys. I don't know what's going on. So let's just export it because we are out of time and it's taking too long. So let's just export it. And the next time I will think about the materials. So yeah, let's export it again. Yes, materials, whatever. And let's now remove this and import it again. Okay, so all the settings are saved. Let's go to import, and now we have our mesh. So as you can see, the same as in Maya, except for the materials, but I think it's a bug. I don't know why it's not working. So now let's see it in action. Let's remove all the unnecessary things here, right? So let's remove the lighting, which is not working anyway. Let's remove all these boxes here. We don't need them. I actually need the navigation. We don't need the boxes. So the text could go, so that you can see that it will be like this. So let's put everything to 0. Let's select our interior and scale it now so it fits our camera. I will press End to place it, and let's test it out. And as you can see, we have our interior imported into Unreal Engine 4. And as you can see, you can go through the doors. The pillars are working correctly, so the colliders are in place and colliders are working. So we're not clipping, yes. So we made everything correctly. The lighting may be a bit off, but yeah, it's because the lighting here is not baked properly. So as you can see, we should remove the static lighting here at all. So we don't actually need it. Yeah, let's build it really quick so all these artifacts go away. Yeah, so this was a bit of a struggle with Maya. I need to fix this material issue, but you can guess the idea. So the main thing in Maya that you actually apply different materials on the different parts of the same object, right? So you are like applying materials to some polygons, and then Unreal Engine will recognize these polygons as separate parts of your mesh, which should be the other material. So yeah, but we can walk like this here. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna fix some colliders. So we actually make some holes for the windows. We will fix the collider here, so we actually can go down. We will add some textures, and we will overall finish this this interior for good. Yeah, we also need to make some changes here. Also, as you can see, this mesh is one-sided, so the sunlight goes through the roof, let's say. So we have our material. We can really quickly fix this by checking the two-sided option and save, and then yeah, now it's the lighting is proper. So yeah, this looks now a little bit raw here, but I promise you it will look really nice when we add all the effects, the interactions, and so on. So I hope this was helpful. I learned some stuff today, and hope you too. Next time we will fix all the issues we have this time, and go into the next part of creating this this environment. So thank you very much for your patience, and see you next time. Bye.